What's up and welcome to FPL Today. I'm your host JNO, welcome to the channel and welcome to finally another FPL Q&A. It's only taken me 4 game weeks to get this back on the channel. Anyway, before we get into today's video, if you want to support the channel, make sure to check out all the links in the description down below with various ways you can support the channel, and consider subscribing if you enjoy FPL content in your subscription box. So on with the video, and today we are answering some of the comments that have been put on my channel this week. And what I'm going to try and do is, if you put any questions or comments on my videos, say Monday and Tuesday's video, I will try and get a video up Thursday or Wednesday evening answering or talking about some of the topics that you guys bring up, just to keep the communication between me and you going, because I understand that sometimes recently I've not been answering the comments as much as I'd like to, and that is part of being a bigger channel now and also everything else, but some people don't like me talking about that, so we'll move on with the video. So the first question is from Kahenko Jr. and he says, help me, Silva and Gabbiadini out for Jesus and Carroll in. Now I'm assuming he's asking because he has no spare funds, and saving money on Carroll from Silva allows him to get Jesus for Gabbiadini. Now it's quite easy to see that Jesus is a better option than Gabbiadini and Silva is a better option than Carroll, but you have to try and figure out which option or which pair is better for you. So if we have a look at some of the stats, we have Jesus and Gabbiadini on the screen for you now. We have Jesus coming in at 10.4 million with 23 points so far this season. He's managed to score 3 goals from 13 attempts, 10 of which have come from inside. He's also had quite a few goals disallowed. I think it's 2 goals disallowed that I can remember from being offside, but maybe that's a downfall in his game. He's had 6 shots on target, so he's scored half of his shots on target, and his minute per chance is at 20.2 minutes, giving him a shot accuracy of 46.2 and a goal conversion of 23.1%. Compared to Gabbiadini, who is 3.4 million cheaper, he's managed to get 13 points, which is only 10 less, but he's only scored 1 goal. He's had 8 attempts, which is 5 less than Gabriel Jesus, and he's had 5 shots from inside, which again is 5 less than Jesus. On target, he's only had 2 shots on target though. That is a very poor return for the amount of attempts on goal he's had, whereas Jesus has had 6. That gives him a shot accuracy of 25%, which is a lot worse than Gabriel Jesus's, and a goal conversion at 12.5, which is almost half the goal conversion of Jesus. Now the question is Silva at least 2 times better than Tom Carroll? Now I know as far as a normal player goes, yes, he probably is, but in Fantasy Premier League, is he? And that's what we want to know. Does he get the points? So we've got Carroll at 4.5 million. He's got 10 points so far this season. He's got 0 assists. His goal involvement is 0. And his chances created, he's created 5 chances and he's created 3 big chances. So that's quite a few big chances compared to his chances created. His minute per chance creation is at 71.2. Meanwhile, David Silva has scored 19 points, has got 2 assists, his goal involvement is at 20%, he's created 12 chances, which is 7 more than Tom Carroll. He's only created 2 big chances, however, compared to Tom Carroll's 3. His minute per chance creation is at 29.9, however. So the question is, which pairing would I go with, having read those stats out? I would assume that Silva, having gone off previous seasons, will have quiet periods. He has looked very good recently, but he's looked good at the start of seasons before and then kind of tailed off and been like a secondary option to the likes of Sane, Kevin De Bruyne, Raheem Sterling and more. So for me personally, Tom Carroll allows you to do a lot with your team, one of them being bringing in someone like Gabriel Jesus. He has created chances. He's created 3 big chances, which isn't bad considering he's playing in a Swansea side that is still trying to find their footing without Gylfi Sigurdsson. And Swansea also have a decent fixture list, so it might be worth taking the punt on Tom Carroll. I am taking the punt on him in some games as well, hoping he'll get some points. So I personally would go with Jesus and Tom Carroll over Gabbiadini and David Silva. A lot of that is to do with my dislike for Gabbiadini and the fact that he's been a real letdown in the Fantasy Premier League for a while now. The next question comes from Dove True Blue. I hope that's how you meant to say it. You know what I'm like with names. He says I'm a great YouTuber, which of course I appreciate, but he's asking, can I do a vid of every possible transfer that I may do? I understand streams are FPL debates, but maybe just spend a few minutes on every option on what you can do. Not a fan of either captaincy candidates or the ones to watch video, because those options are very obvious players to be looking at. So this gives us a perfect chance for me to ask you guys, what FPL videos do you want to see on my channel? If you have any ideas, leave it in the comments of this video and I'll consider everything, because I'm happy to try new stuff on this channel. Who knows, something could take off really big. So give me your ideas in the comments down below, and if any of them hit me, I may do them for a future video. In the My Team series, however, I do try and go over the transfers that I am considering. I pick 3 players that I'm considering to put in. I didn't do it this week because I've already made my transfer, but in previous videos I put 3 players up and said which one I'm likely to pick from them. The reason you don't always get many different options in my videos is because, let's be fair, the majority of points you're going to get are from the big players. As soon as I see any differential, don't worry, they will be in the ones to watch video. That's why Pascal Gross and Choupo-Moting, I know someone had a problem with me how I said that. Those kind of players will get in as soon as I see any sort of underlying stats that make a player stand out. And from this point on, ones to watch will be for 4 game weeks worth of stats. So we'll start to see who is in form, hopefully. But yet again, just a reminder, leave in the comments down below if there's any FPL series you would like to see me do. And in fact, if there's anything else you'd like to see me do as well, leave it in the comments down below. We can always test things out, see how it does. I'm considering doing real life football videos again. Could start vlogging AFC Wimbledon games as well. Could consider going back to FIFA and Football Manager, but those are the least likely of the things I'm considering, just because I'm not sure it really goes with my subscription base. The next question is from Mahali Adamu. First of all, he asks, are you still rating squad? Like these videos but never sure when they're happening to submit mine. What I'd like to say about that is I don't actually enjoy doing Rate My Teams, because I feel like Rate My Teams is really boring content, and to be honest with you guys, I don't enjoy making Rate My Teams, because all it is me looking at a team and saying which player I'd change. So I personally prefer doing the other type of videos that I do. But if Rate My Team is something you guys really want, I can maybe do 3 or 4 teams and go a bit more in depth per episode, and I'm a lot more happy to do it now that the season started and I've got stats to actually refer to base my decisions on, because a lot of pre-season Rate My Team is just conjecture and I don't actually enjoy just guessing, because I don't know who will be good and who won't be. But because he asked and because he's quickly put his team in there, I will quickly tell you, looking at that side, I like Ben Foster in goal. My Hill is fine as the second option. Decore, Rangel and King. I'm assuming Rangel isn't playing. Decore is a decent shout. King, if that's Joshua King, that's a bit expensive to be having on your bench, but it can't be because you've got 3 strikers on your field already. And I'm struggling to think of which King that is, so apologies about that. As far as your midfield, Pogba and Eriksen, fine options. I'm personally not a fan of Fabregas. I think there could be a better option like Ramsey around that price bracket. I just feel like Fabregas can be very quiet for a prolonged period of time, but he is a quality player, so if he ever does suddenly start to turn it on, he'll be a great option. But that's the one that I kind of look at that midfield and think you might need to change. Also, Paul Pogba, I believe, has picked up an injury in the Champions League from what I've heard from friends. So if that is the case, you need to change out Pogba. And as for the defence, Davies, you know I like Davies. Norton is a good shout. Hegazi, his position could be in trouble when the likes of Johnny Evans and Gareth McCauley come back. And then we've got Lowe from Huddersfield. Huddersfield have looked defensively solid. I know West Ham managed to break them down in game week 4. However, West Ham were fighting for their lives in that game, so I wouldn't necessarily put that one fixture down to Huddersfield being poor defensively. So Lowe could be a great shout at 4.5 million. Next question is from Artser, and he goes, only took De Bruyne out. You think he's a good option to get him back in? So let's have a look at his stats and see if I can pick out whether the first 3 game weeks were just unlucky. So far this season, he's got 17 points at 9.9 million. He's got 2 assists, both from that Liverpool game. Goal involvement at 20% because of those 2 assists. His attempts, he's had 9 attempts, but only 1 has come from inside the box. His shot accuracy is at 33.3%. His through balls is at 5. Chances created 11. So that's quite a few chances created for teammates. His big chances created is at 3, similar to a player like Tom Carroll. And his minute per chance creation is 32.7. So he's definitely creating chances. My issue is the chances he's creating are usually balls over the top or splitting a defence. Now if that defence is well drilled, those are less likely to come off unless it's a superb ball. Also, I do believe the 2 assists he got, one was against a Liverpool defence, which have been shocking for a while now, and 2, the second one came when he was allowed to roam further forward because Sadio Mane had got sent off. So I don't think that game is really the basis to think I need to bring him back in. We all took him out for a reason. I'm sticking with my reason of keeping him out purely because I don't feel like he's advanced enough. If he was more advanced and he just had 3 bad game weeks, I may have given him the benefit of the doubt and taken advantage of those 2 assists. But I personally think in the long run there are better options like Mkhitaryan, who comes at 1.9 million or 1.6 million cheaper now. So I personally am going to keep De Bruyne out of my side, at least for a little bit longer. And then the final comment is from Ben Holland, and he wanted to bring up the fact that United have had the 2nd best defence record for the last 2 years running, so he's not sure where I'm getting my info from on the so-called dodgy defence. Jones is a bargain and a must for FPL until he gets injured, which is inevitable. Now, I have answered Ben on the comments, but I'll try and back up my comment of Man United's defence looking a bit dodgy. Now yes, it's one game that I'm basing this off of. It's against Stoke. Stoke, which Ben also said, do have a record of being very good against big teams. They turn up in the big fixtures just to then be disappointing in the smaller ones. I personally don't think Phil Jones or Eric Bailly looked solid as soon as they got tested. Now they will be tested again. This league is a decent league and there will be teams that can test Man United's defence, and Man United are a lot more attacking than they were last season by the way they're playing. That is why I don't think they'll keep as many clean sheets this season, and I also feel like there's better options nearly the same price, say Cedric or someone like that, in a team that I feel like he could potentially get more assist points. If we look at Man United's defensive record, we've got goals conceded at 2, which is joint 1st in the league. Shots conceded 35, which is 3rd best in the league. But big chances conceded, they're actually joint 8th, conceding 6 big chances. So they're conceding quite a few big chances for one of the best teams in the league. And if we look at Phil Jones at 5.1 million, he's got 20 points so far off of 3 clean sheets. But he's only got 1 bonus point. He doesn't look like a bonus point magnet. His bonus point system average is at 27 per game. And he's only had 1 attempt on goal and no chances created. So he doesn't look like he's going to offer anything else that another Man United player could offer. And you've got players that can get clean sheets and get attacking returns as well in other sides like Tottenham. So that is why, for me, I needed to get Phil Jones out of my side. Yes, 1 game doesn't make a dodgy defence, but I didn't like what I saw, so I made my move. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. As always, if you've enjoyed the video, please hit that like button for me and hit that notification bell so you know when I'm going live. Also, check out the description down below if you want to support the channel. I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.